boy, Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. Too much vigor in the Kraken. I released the Kraken? Never mind. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious Monday? Ooh, that was my phone. I won't look at that right away. Okay, maybe I should look at it. No, I'm not going to look at it. It's very rude to look at your phone while you're having a conversation with somebody else. Because, it shows that you're not really paying attention and you're doing other things. And you clearly have all of my undivided attention. How y'all doing? Good and wonderful and fantastic? I hope you're doing good and wonderful and fantastic. I am doing mostly good and wonderful and fantastic myself. But definitely fantastic because I am here spending time with you. It's a overcast Monday afternoon, but it's not like rainy overcast. It's just kind of cloudy, and it's a nice temperature. So, take the good with the bad. You can always find a silver lining to the clouds. Well, maybe not necessarily always, but if you try hard enough, you might be able to. Your boy Freelancer Joe was living dangerously. I actually did an update of my guest OS, and if you were here for the great CentOS upgrade fiasco, you know how dangerous that is. Especially since I didn't implement the lessons that I was supposed to learn from the great CentOS fiasco and have backup guest hosts prior to doing an upgrade. So we shall see if anything went wrong. I mean, so far it's looking good. At least the mouse is working and the keys seem to be working, and that was a problem with the last fiasco. But yeah, so how'd your Monday go so far? My Monday went, okay. See, as you can see, this was upgraded, because this has release notes. And the first time after an upgrade, when at least code is updated, and I'll show you the release notes for the updates. What do we got here? Easy display language, IntelliSense, default, definition, convert, blah, blah, blah. Easier display language, improve source control. Okay. Screen read. Okay. Accessibility, that's good. I assume this is the autocomplete stuff. Format. Okay. I don't know. I still like manually formatting things myself. Just because I'm old school like that. Definition customization. That's a bit too specific. Debugging, subsessions. Ugh, fancy. Okay, some missing dependencies. Call hierarchy. That's a lot of things changed. Smart selects. I mean, you could make a career of just being specialized in the editor, let alone doing anything with the editor. Commenting API, web view options, port mapping, engineering. Yeah, ooh. That's interesting. Although I don't run NPM via code, so yeah. Well, that's interesting. Alright, well, nothing particularly stands out, but I just kind of briefly glanced through that. Alright, so at least code comes up, my editor comes up. Let's see if Firefox comes up, which it should. I think in the updates I only saw Chrome being the one that was updated, so we'll see. It was a little tricky at first getting the update to go through, though. I kept having problems with my network, saying I wasn't connected, which was really strange because it used the network to know that there were updates to have. Oh wow, that was a lot quicker than I would have expected. Alright, so what were we doing? Let me see. I remember what we're doing, but we'll take it step by step because, hey, why not? What's the rush, you know? You're spending time with me, I'm spending time with you, it's all good. So we have template pure, so we'll go ahead and look at template pure to see what the status is. Which I'm pretty certain the status will be that it's all checked in, all up to date. Branch is up to date. Okay, which means we can change to the next project. Sidebar pure, that leaves template parallax. Alright, let's go ahead and switch the editor to that too. Oh, you know, I want to say it does feel a little bit faster though. Maybe that's what the issue was while my machine was slowing down because I hadn't done an update in a while. That's possible. Alright, and we know we are going to be running the install script because we're still upgrading the packages. As you can no doubt tell by the background noise, I do have the window open. That's how nice the temperatures are. And it's not like it's allergy season just yet. So, that should be fine. Okay, alright. Let's go ahead and run that update. And I'll give you the old song and dance while it's going. I know I had said that I was going to try and do it off camera, but like I said, what's the rush? I mean, assuming I can get a project done today, this is today, and that would just leave my client, non-paying, non-working client right now, and my demo site, so that's just two. So today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That will leave Thursday open, and then Friday's Gaming with Joe, and Saturday's Drinks with Joe. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to stretch it out so that I wouldn't have to think of anything new to do for the rest of this week. I don't know. Maybe something will go wrong. Maybe something new, something I haven't expected. Actually, here's my suspicion. Because no doubt that AWS Amplify package had been updated. And I make use of it in my demo project. So my guess is I might have to make changes in the demo project. So that might carry me through Thursday. Worst case, it might actually carry me through until part of next week, to be honest. But we shall see. As one of my off times, one of my favorite verbal tics is to do. But yeah. So how was your Monday? I hope it was good. Oh, I was hurting so much this morning. Let's just say that since I was so buoyed with the catastrophe aversion. Oh, what is this? Oh, now I have to update MDM. Do I have a new minor version? NPM, yeah. Alright, I really hope I don't have to go back and change everything else. I don't think so. Because I think for the most part, NPM, it just manages the packages. It doesn't control which packages. It doesn't download different packages based on itself. I would hope. Let's see. But oh yeah, it was hurting. I might have relaxed a little bit too much on the diet yesterday. A little bit too much on the drinking yesterday. So I was hurting this morning, that's for sure. I could go through the litany of aches and pains that were bothering me. But, yeah, I made it through the day. And was fairly productive at my actual job. So, you know, that's good. I'm sure the people that pay me, no doubt, are very happy that that's good. And then, no doubt, as you can tell by the jackness of all this, did my training. Although, like I said, that laxness of the diet, it's amazing how much damage I can do to myself in just 2 days of being lax. It's astounding, really. I mean, you hear about people saying they're hard gainers. It's hard for them to gain weight. whenever I hear people complain about that, it's just like the same as people complaining about their hair. It's like, really? You're complaining about that? Try the other end. Or like rich people complaining about having too much money. It's like, really? Really? It's like, but human nature, complaining about those kinds of things. But I made it through okay. Had a nice, easy commute in the morning. 12 minutes. From parking spot to parking spot. That's great. And then my evening commute. My PM commute, because it really wasn't evening. 17 minutes. Oh, so good. So good. And I was kind of stuck behind a slow car, too, so. That's great. That will always put a smile on my face. A nice, easy commute. Of course, I keep saying this, and, the karma thing is building up, and one of these days, I'm going to get socked behind something really bad. Although, technically, I can see the highway from where I work at, so, if it was really that bad, I could just stay late. Yeah, but then that would mess up my training routine, and it would mess up my ability to give you that sweet, sweet content. So, well, then you can't blame me. You have to blame the karma gods for that one. Yeah, but overall, for the most part, it was good. Oh, I didn't get a chance to talk with my honey bunny. Yeah, so there's a brief update on that particular situation. Yeah, she's still feeling the effects of it, so it'll be a while and a slow road. Understandable. You see, as I've said, she's far too sweet and innocent for this world. Unlike old Blackheart Freelancer Joe. These kinds of things happen, and I'm like, that's about right. There's a reason why I say I'm a misanthrope. There's a reason why I try to avoid people as much as possible. Because those sorts of things happen. And, you could go through life, being paranoid about everything, or you could just simply avoid the problem altogether. It's like, if you know a place is going to be bad, just don't go there. Or if the odds are a place is going to be bad news, then just don't go there. Of course, it does weigh heavily upon me. So I will have to be gentle and supportive. And again, not necessarily the easiest for old black-hearted Freelancer Joe, but, I'll try for my honey bunny. And what are we at right now? Babel. Okay, so that's the transpilation. I don't even think that's a word, really. Transpilation. What was wrong with just compilation? Compilation. You're changing it from one language to another. Why you gotta make a whole new word for it? Babel enhanced resolve. I guess while we're doing this, we can consider next steps. Alright, so clearly what the ideal thing would be for me to do is pick back up work with my first client. However, they just seem awfully busy and not really motivated to make it happen. So, you could say it might be up to me to push for it. But the issue with that is, if they don't necessarily have a clear vision of what they want, a vision that they're willing to push for, then what's going to happen is I'm going to be doing guesswork. I'm going to come up with something, they're going to say, they're not happy with that, change this, change that. So you change this, you change that, you go back, change this, change that. Not that I bear it against them. It's just the way that sort of thing goes, based on my experience. So, hmm. It would help if I found other potential customers, but again, the difficulty of finding other potential customers is quite simply that since I don't have a full portfolio of other people I've worked for, it'll be a hard row to hoe, as they say in the farmlands. Farmer Joe. I've considered that, to be honest. My grandfather is an avid gardener. Um, Let it be fair, I was not particularly fond of how he did things. Far too, how shall I put it? You don't want to say labor intensive because that's the whole point of farming. It is naturally labor intensive. Eh, It was not oriented towards efficiency. We'll go that route. But as I've gotten older, and maybe it was just me being young and foolish, you kind of think back. Maybe there's something nice about the simple lifestyle of just growing things out of the ground, things that have a use, as opposed to this. You come up with a bushel full of fruits and vegetables. I mean, how many people say, no, no. I know I said a tomato, but I actually wanted a banana. And that's really what a lot of software development is. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So how do I figure out to come up with new work? Well, the obvious thing is to hit up friends and or family. Although that comes with its own set of issues too. As anybody who has any small amount of technical knowledge knows, as soon as people think you're a technical person, they ask you for everything technical. So you got to be careful about that. But it might be my only choice, considering I need to be able to show that I can do certain kinds of technical work to people that will potentially pay me. And if you do that kind of pro bono work for friends and family, they might suggest you to other people, and that's the whole point. You just got to kind of extend that network. Again, a problem for black-hearted freelancer Joe with his misanthropic tendencies. So, I don't know. I mean, I do definitely have an idea. At least one person I'd like to help out, but actually, now that I think about it, that might be a perfect thing to do. You see, my honey bunny has her own little business venture going on. So it might not be a bad idea to set up something for her on that. And it would potentially provide a distraction from the emotional turmoil that she's experiencing. See, if you can't really, or if a person is having a problem working through an issue, sometimes, it's just, they need to have time. But if they keep focusing on it, then they're not going to have that time. So you might need to distract them from it. I guess it's like, you take a kid to get a shot, you kind of distract them from actually getting the shot, and you distract them after the shot. Oh, it passed the test. And that passed the test. That passed the test. Normally, these have problems. So that's interesting. I wonder why they're passing the test now. Who knows? Who knows? NPM knows. Or maybe it could be because I did that update. And it updated some of the libraries. Maybe I should pay more attention to the list of software that's getting updated. But that might be my next thing to do. And that's actually pretty good. Not that, but I was talking about with regards to my Honey Bunny. Because then I can kind of walk through the basic process of what you would do. How would the process? Well, I mean, you got your domain registration. Ooh. That'd probably be the first step. And picking out the template, kind of setting it up. And graphics, images, blah, blah, blah. And then the far more trickier thing of actually setting up the site and setting up as part of a content distribution network. Oh, and then the whole cert thing, so you can actually do an HTTPS connection properly. Where are we at now? Okay, we're at React. All right. History, React, prop types. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Looks like we might be able to get this in time. Although now that I say all this, if I'm going to repeat this on Tuesday and Wednesday, I mean, I'm already kind of, I've been stretching as far as things to talk about for my whole song and dance. What can I say? The most interesting thing in my life going on right now is are the events with my Honey Bunny, which, to be honest, she always has been the most interesting thing in my life now for the past 3 years. Well, with you, of course, being a very close personal second. Although I've only been doing this since, what, July? Ooh, wow, it has almost been a year. And I only missed about a month, so that's not bad. I mean, I was off and on during February, and then completely off in March. Okay, so a little more than a month. And then some outages here and there. Technical difficulties. But if I remember correctly, from what I look at, it's still the average successful freelancer. It takes a couple years for them to get off the ground. And much like a restaurant or any business, you have to survive the first 5 years. If you make it past the 5-year mark, you're probably good. I wonder if this first year is really going to count, since I haven't actually been actively looking for work. Hard to say. And then searching for pro bono work for like strangers is kind of difficult. Or awkward, I would say. You see, like with friends or family, just throwing it on my personal AWS account is fine. But like for people you don't know, it's kind of iffy. You'd actually want to set up like an actual honest to goodness business AWS account. I mean, my whole idea behind that was quite simply that I would help the users or my customers set up their own personal AWS account, business account. They would add me with the necessary privileges to get things done, and so that way they would get the bill, and I could access it as needed. And should they want to, hire someone else, they can just revoke my permissions and give it to somebody else. So it's nice and clean. Though, to be fair, some people probably wouldn't like that hassle. Not that it's really a hassle. The AWS console's really good. At least for what I had in mind. I mean, adding a user is easy. Removing the user is easy. Alright, where we're at now, Lodash and Fetch. Okay, so that's for the Rust calls. It's pretty close. We already did the Mature UI. That was the display stuff. We'll have to run the npm audit again, as well as the what was that stupid upgrade command? I hope it. We're gonna have to wait till this finishes because it's taking up processor time. Oh, you know what? It's possible it might not finish. It might not finish before the 30-minute mark. React Parallax. Okay, that's right, because this is the Parallax project, so it's going to need the Parallax library. That makes sense. It was going fast before, but now it's really slowing down. Well, let's consider. Okay. While we're doing this, I mean, what other potential freelancer options do I have? I mean, short of actively going after work, but the odds on that. That's the thing. I don't like the odds. I don't like gambling. See, at least if I do things for friends and family, I know I can build a portfolio. I can build something, right? But, you know, pro bono work for strangers, you don't know if you can find it, you don't know if you can build something, you don't know what they're going to say. And then, of course, you know, just blindly bidding on things, again, with no established portfolio. I mean, what kind of person takes the risk on that? Unless they bother to go look through my YouTube channel, which part of the reason I have this channel set up, so that you can see that I can do it, but yeah, it's tough. The real ideal thing, okay, right, I do some pro bono work for friends and family, right? And then they recommend me to other people. So just a small community, right? You go into the real freelancer pool and you're talking a bunch of sharks. I mean, I understand the necessity for competition, but again, misanthropic Joe, so I kind of understand where that sort of thing goes. You got bad mouthing, you got ripping people off, people ripping you off, and people trying to get things done for cheap or for nothing even. And then you gotta fight for it, and it's like, yeah, I just want to make stuff and get paid. Is it really that hard? I want to make things that people want and get paid for it. Alright, so it did finish, finally. Okay, but we need two things to do. We need this, and we need to run the sudo, what was that command? No, the command was npm audit fix. Audit fix. But why did I type that out here? Because we are about at the 30-minute mark. So, we're not... Did the camera freeze on me? Did you freeze on me? Yep. We are at the 30-minute mark, and the camera has frozen on me. So, we're going to cut it short for now. Let's just see... let's see my live face again. Because I know that's really what you want to see. You want to see the good stuff. Alright, yeah, so I'll wrap it up for now. Cool good words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. And I hope you join me tomorrow where we will pick this right back up. Clearly we'll run these first two commands, and we'll try and start it, and then we'll see what error, if it comes up, and then we'll see if there are any warnings, and then we'll move on to the next project. But yeah, so I hope you join me tomorrow. I want to say, hope you join me tomorrow. And until the next time you join me, I hope that you take care and God bless.